Aside from battle mods, your Railjack has built-in offensive capabilities, its armaments. These are the turrets, ordnance, and forward artillery. In this video we will go over the acquisition of turrets, their repair and Valence fusion, and the Plexus mods and intrinsics that affect them. If we consider battle mods to be the Railjack's abilities, then the turrets would be its primary weapons. Since Seeker Volley and Shatterburst are mostly used to quickly dispatch of enemies, turrets are used to pick off any stray enemies not taken out by your battle mods, to destroy radiators and security nodes, or to be used by your AI crew if you're playing solo. This, of course, depends on your playstyle, but I still think that the most important thing when it comes to Railjack turrets is to find the type that you most like using. There are two ways of getting turrets. You can get the Sigma turrets from the research console in your clan's dry dock. If your clan has completed the research, and if you have the necessary materials, these can be fabricated and immediately installed into your Railjack. Laven, Vidar and Zetki turrets drop as wreckage from destroyed fighters and cruise ships, with higher tier wreckage dropping from higher level missions. Before you can repair turret wreckage, you will need to inspect it. You have unlimited slots for recovered wreckage, but only 30 slots for inspected wreckage. Repairing the wreckage will cost credits and materials, and takes 1 hour. You can use a rush repair drone to repair it immediately, without cost. You cannot equip the same turret on the pilots and the swivel seats, so you will need to repair another turret of the same type and manufacturer, if you want to use it in both seats. Tier 2 and 3 wreckage turrets have an additional bonus to one of their stats. Inspecting the wreckage reveals its bonus, which is random between 30 and 60%, and can be maxed by fusing another inspected wreckage turret, of the same type and manufacturer, to your repaired turret. This will cost credits and materials. Valence fusion only increases the bonus, but not the base stats. Repaired turrets can be scrapped and will refund 80% of the materials invested into their repair. Inspected and recovered wreckage can be scrapped into endo. Primary physical and elemental damage types have altered status effects against space enemies, that is, fighters and cruise ships. Impact damage inflicts the status concuss, which makes the crew within a gunship have reduced aim and damage for 6 seconds, and additional procs refresh duration. Puncture damage inflicts decompress, which temporarily reduces the target ship's shields and current armor by 10% for 20 seconds. Additional procs stack multiplicatively. Slash damage inflicts tear, which increases the damage that the target ship receives by 7.5% for 20 seconds. Additional procs stack multiplicatively. Cold damage inflicts immobilize, which will disable the target ship's weapons, and slow it down to a complete stop for 6 seconds, and additional procs refresh duration. Electricity damage inflicts scramble, which makes the target ship spiral erratically for 6 seconds, during which they are unable to attack and move in a straight line. Additional procs refresh the duration. Heat damage inflicts sear, which deals damage over time to the target ship for 6 seconds. Additional procs increase the damage over time. Toxin damage inflicts intoxicate, which makes the target ship attack the closest enemy and will be attacked in return for 12 seconds. Additional procs refresh duration. In general, slash, puncture and heat status effects are good if you're looking to deal more damage. With the right Plexus mods, Mk3 turrets deal more than enough damage to Grineer and Corpus fighters, so you don't need to worry too much about damage types. Toxin and cold status effects incapacitate enemies, though I find that Blackout Pulse is more effective. There are two Plexus matrices that apply to turrets. Onslaught Matrix increases turret damage by 15% while your hull is undamaged. Orgone Tuning Matrix increases turret heat capacity by 18%, so your turrets will overheat less often. Keep in mind that these work like Warframe auras, and will apply to all your squad members. If you're playing solo with an AI crew, each AI squad member will have a copy of your Plexus, including the Matrix. The basic turret mods are Hyperstrike, which increases turret damage by 75%, Predator, which increases turret critical chance by 50%, and Section Density, which increases turret critical damage by 50%. I would recommend having these 3 mods on your Plexus, and I find that most of the time other turret mods aren't necessary, with some exceptions. Crimson Fugue increases turret damage by 27.5% per enemy destroyed, for 8 seconds, stacking up to 5 times. If you're using battle mods to deal most of your damage, you won't really get the chance to stack up the bonus with this mod, and the extra damage really isn't necessary. Protective Shots increases turret damage by 30% when shields are above 75%. Waveband Disruptor adds a 51% chance for critical shots from your turrets to bypass enemy shields. There are 3 faction mods that add 27% more damage against the factions: Worm's Torment against Grenier, Granum's Nemesis against the Corpus, and Sentient Scalpel against the Sentients. At the time of making this video, there are no sentient ships in regular missions that can be damaged with Railjack weapons, but there are some in the new war quest. Turret Velocity increases turret range by 25.3% and projectile speed by 55%. Some consider this an essential mod because it makes non-hit scan weapons a lot easier to use. I say that you could easily use hitscan weapons, which don't require this mod to hit enemies. Gunnery Intrinsics give you some important features that make the turrets more effective and easier to use. Rank 1 will show target lead indicators. This is the small red circle that shows where the enemy fighter will be once your non-hit scan projectile hits it. Rank 2 allows you to turn in any direction in swivel turret seats. Rank 3 allows you to use the Archwing Slingshot, which is fun, but rarely used. Rank 4 and 5 apply to your Archwing and Necromech. Rank 6 reduces the heat accretion of your turrets by 20%, and Rank 7 reduces the overheat recovery time by 50%. Rank 8 applies to your Archwing abilities. Rank 9 Gunnery Intrinsics, Flush Heat Sinks, allows you to cool down overheated turrets almost instantly by pressing the reload button. Once you reach Rank 9 in Gunnery, you don't need to worry about overheating turrets, just reload once they do. Rank 10 Gunnery allows you to snap your aiming reticle to the lead indicator for 3 seconds, but the turret itself overheats 20% faster. The act of aiming is what locks onto the lead indicator, and the turrets don't overheat faster while not aiming. But I've found that my turrets overheat a lot less in general, since I'm hitting the enemies a lot more, though with Rank 9 near instant cooldown, overheating isn't even an issue. Next to the Railjack blink that you get with piloting Rank 10, I find this to be the most useful Railjack intrinsic at Rank 10. If you want to use non-hit scan weapons, you should either have turret velocity or reflex aim. That's it for this video covering the basics of Railjack turrets. In the next one we will look at ordnance and forward artillery.